Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ethaniel's Archives. I'm Ethan, and today we are going to be reviewing Bioshock 2. Now, I previously reviewed the first Bioshock game on this channel a couple days ago, as of now, and I was really excited to review this game. So we'll begin with just a couple basic info, some story. If y'all want to see me do a deep dive of the story, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and yeah. So we'll begin. Bioshock 2 was the sequel to Bioshock, Bioshock was created in 2008. This game was created in 2010 by 2K Games. In Bioshock 2, you continue the story of Rapture, this time playing as a new protagonist named Subject Delta. Subject Delta was a Alpha Series Big Daddy that was separated from his little sister back years before the events of the game happened. And as you go through the game, you find out that Rapture is in a ruined state and is far from its former glory of intense architecture. A lot of it is flooded, stuff like that, and it's also now under control instead of by Andrew Ryan. It's under control of Sophia Lamb, a cult leader who is trying everything to keep you from your little sister, who happens to be her daughter. As you progress through the game, you also have the same moral choice as in the first game, but with a new twist of actually being able to gather with the little sisters. Now with the review. This, I say, was fantastic. It was a huge step up. I said that Bioshock was one of my favorite games. This is my favorite game. Huge step up. Everything from Bioshock 1, they either amped it up or just tossed out the unnecessary junk, like the crafting system. Nobody really used that, let's be honest. Like, we probably only used it in desperate times because you didn't get a lot from it. But it tossed that out. It also removed my least favorite weapon from Bioshock 1, the chemical thrower, and instead actually upgraded your plasmids to a way to where they basically did what the chemical thrower did. And like I said, this isn't about, in my earlier video, this isn't about popularity, because this is actually one of the least popular games in the series. This is about how much I enjoy the game, and I really enjoyed this. I also really enjoy the hacking system. It is a huge step up from the original hacking system. Instead of being like a pipe game, which was really annoying, you can just hack on the spot, and it doesn't really, you don't have to set aside like 5 minutes, which I never hacked in that first game. This thing, you hardly ever see me do anything without hacking something. And I enjoy doing the hacking. I enjoy a lot of the character designs. One of my complaints about the first game was that you don't see what I think is the better design of the two big daddies, the bouncer in the original game. You don't see it a lot. Well, this one, while yes, you don't see the bouncer variant as much, they did add another variant called Rumbler, I think. Yeah, and I really like the design of that Big Daddy. Basically, what I'm judging by design is how much it makes you second guess going toe to toe with one. Now, the Rosies, they just look like bigger human beings, I guess, and they don't look like that much of a challenge. Now, Rumblers and Bouncers really look like they would chew you up for breakfast, spit you out, and then bury you alive. And yeah, I also enjoy the fact that the story, I feel like, is a huge step up. I love the original story, don't get me wrong. This one is just amazing. I also love the endings. The good ending felt like feels like it's worth it. In the bad ending, it feels like, hey, yeah, I caused a lot of crap. And yeah, um, now, time for the. Now, like I said before, no, there's not a single game out there that is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So I do have a couple of complaints about this. One of them being the fact that the weapons it just doesn't make sense because the weapons are objectively supposed to be more powerful, like if they were in real life. Yet they seem to do the same damage. Like the wrench, I feel like it would do more damage if you were to smack someone with a giant drill than you were to with the wrench. Yet it seems like it does the same damage. So I don't know what happened there. Like maybe the splicers and all the stuff had time to like get tougher and stuff. I don't know. Um, another problem another issue I don't really like is um the fact that some of the some of the areas feel like, you know, they just don't feel finished almost. Because I guess it's because you're in there for such a short amount of time. But I really wish they like encourage you to spend some time to explore instead of like one thing after another, go places and everywhere. I do love the underwater sections. They seem so interesting, and I also enjoy the addition to the moral choice. Of there are three characters that you have a option to spare or kill. But the problem with that is Gil Alexander's one in particular, that moral choice. It's like, yes, moral thing would be to spare him, but at the same time, I I would not want to be left in a state like that. You know, it just doesn't feel right. You know, but that's besides the point. Um, what else was there? Oh yeah. Um, another thing I don't like is the fact that you can't fully upgrade your weapon. Like in the first game, there was enough upgrade places to upgrade all your weapons. This one, there is not. You have to really pick and choose, which I can see that they kind of had to, balance the game a bit. And I mean, I'm not picking that third upgrade anyways for any of them, so yeah, I can see why they didn't really bother with it. I also don't like how you can't return to previous areas. That really stinks. Wish you could. But other than that, everything about this game is great. I really enjoy it. Um, I have not played the multiplayer. I know it includes it, but I mean, I've only played the campaign, and this multiplayer is it's only a network thing, and I don't care about playing on networks. Um, also, haven't played the DLC. Um, just don't have it. I got this from Game Exchange, and um, and yeah. So, all in all, this is an amazing game. I also love the fact that they added more traps in the game and actually put a use to the traps instead of, you know, let's just, throw these traps in and have one part of the game where you actually use them. Like you can set traps whenever you're doing a gather, and then though that can make it to where you never have to really encounter a splicer during the entire time. Um, I also enjoy the plasmid upgrade system to where it's not like in the first game they kind of made it to where it was necessary to get all three of them if you're gonna actually do anything with your plasmids in the game, because they just made it to where um, the they just become useless after a while. I like how this one they keep the use of the ones throughout the entire game, but the second one has a stronger punch and can do something else. And then the third one a lot of them is just a constant beam, which is fun. I love secure. I do like in the first game I never used the security. I think it's called security something, but basically it was like, oh, you throw it at something and all security is drawn to them. I never really used that in the first game. But here in the second game, I don't use the first one, but I use the second and third one a lot because I love the fact that if you just use them, you can summon a drone to help you. Telekinesis I felt like didn't have enough use in the game. Like in the first game, you could use it to you actually had to use it to progress to certain parts of the game. But in this one, it was more of just something you could use if you wanted to. Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh, I also enjoy the fact that the the main character design, the fact that you don't really see his true face, but you see the mask he's wearing, and it just looks really cool. The fact that you play as Big Daddy is really fun. I know it's Alpha Series, and Alpha Series is like not true Big Daddy, but it still is really fun. I also like that side story that they do with I forgot the guy's name, but the guy trying to find his daughter in Rapture. Um, yeah, it's kind of sad that you end up having to take him out, but the fact that they added it in there is great. I also another thing I disliked. Um, uh, Whenever you're fighting, what's the guy's name? It's that spider splicer that's supposed to be the preacher. I can't remember his name. But there's not an option to spare him. Why? Like, there's an option to spare a lot of the other people like that are towards the end, but he's like kind of a one-off thing. And I know he's like supposed to be completely insane, but he was kind of like an enjoyable character, you know. Like, yes, he was insane and stuff like that, but he's like Sanders Sander Cohen in the first game. I really enjoyed the character, even though he is insane. Um, but all in all, this is one of my favorite games. If any of y'all who haven't played it want to play it, check it out. I'd recommend playing the first game first. And yeah, so thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon. I'll see you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I actually, if y'all are seeing this after I already said bye, um, it's because I forgot to add a couple of things. First off, um, I also enjoy how they made the game significantly harder, like to the point where you can tell it's harder. You in the first game you could carry up to 9 health packs. This one you can only carry up to I think 6, which really makes it challenging and like always having to make sure, hey, yeah, I have enough health packs for this fight. Um, the in the first, and I enjoy the addition of the big sisters, where in the first game, and also the fact that they made the big daddies harder. In the first game, um, it felt it didn't really feel like much of a um, much of an issue to go against the big daddy. While in the second game, it is significantly harder, even though you are playing as one. Um, and I enjoy the fact that the big sisters feel more like a boss fight than they do just regular encounter. That even rewards you with Adam with it, which is, which like also like pushes the fact that it's supposed to be a boss fight. You're supposed to like prepare for this. Um, Another thing I really like is how they connected Bioshock 1, Bioshock 2 with certain, like in Bioshock 1, there were certain areas in the game, like there were Sinclair spirits. And the fact that they added Sinclair into the second game as an actual character, which he's probably my favorite character in the entire franchise, I'll have to say, which is saying a lot since there's a lot of characters I really enjoy. Um, so, I really enjoy how Sinclair fit into the story. I really don't like how you have to take him out at the very end. I know it's like necessary and all that, but it still hurts every time. Um, and then you also never like in the also you never really see what happens to Sophia Lamb if you take the good ending. You see that she's rescued by Eleanor, but you never see if she actually survived. Like, you don't see her, which, I mean, I guess you can assume she did, but at the same time, you can kind of assume she didn't. But I don't know. There's a lot. Um, there's there would be a lot to uncover with this if I did do a story video, which I probably will. I'll also probably do a weapons tier list slash plasmid slash gene tonics, which I really like how the gene tonics in this game actually like it. I like how the tonics in both games like really feel like you can like pick and choose whichever one. Like it feels like RPG almost, and I really like that. But yeah, also, the upgraded weapon designs, those look really cool. Especially the shotgun with the revolver barrels. That is sick, I'd say, in a good way. But yeah. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon. See all you in the next video. That's all I have to say. Bye.